You'll want to travel to Philippines after this video. This is a lady called the Filipina Pea. She talks about Filipino related stuff, and what usually comes along with that in her videos is roasting Western women, and it is hilarious because a lot of the stuff she's saying is very true. Yeah, let's see some of these shorts that she made, and let's just have a goof and a gaff together.
Can you believe those fat old losers going to another country to find a woman half their age? How pathetic. After that useless stepdad of mine retired and my mom divorced him, that's exactly what he did. Took off to Asia to find a little girl. Yeah, my mom's just fine. She's taking that vacation she always wanted. It's a Caribbean cougar cruise that goes all the way to Africa. She just wants to forget that horrible man that worked all the time and find herself a boy toy. No, that's not the same thing at all. It's about intentions. When a mature woman does it, it's empowering. But when a dirty old man does it, it's just gross. You and I have a big age gap, but you're not some creepy broke guy. You're a star, a rich and powerful man. So that makes it okay somehow. So, you still coming to my 26th birthday party tomorrow? Leonardo? Leonardo?
I forgot to name, you probably don't know what she's talking about. The video is called Dirty Old Men, Women Do It Too. It's talking about double standards, which they're everywhere, especially in a place like, I imagine she's referring to American women or just Western women. How it's gross for old men to go after younger women, but not gross for older women to go after younger men. It is gross. I mean, if it's gross one way, then it's gross the other. But of course, a lot of women are going to pretend that it only goes one way because, remember, at the end of the day, they benefit from that. It's like, as a business person, why would you not want to fuck up the ideas towards everything so that you could take advantage of the way things are? Of course, a lot of women are going to see it that way because they benefit. They just want to have things be good for them while demonizing people who do the same exact shit. Have I seen this personally in my life before? Like women saying that it's okay for... No, not outright, but there have been instances in which it's more so like a delegitimizing and a gaslighting of what women, the older women, can do to younger men. It's usually the men are the ones that are the demons, while women doing the same exact stuff aren't as seen as big of a threat because, you know, gender stuff, humans are stupid, they don't know any better, so of course they're gonna, you know, they're gonna do stuff based on the stuff that they were told to believe in. And that usually comes from both men and women in my experience. Both men and women tend to delegitimize the negative things that older women can do to younger men because men are never seen as victims. Women are only the victims in every single instance. So it's disgusting. And remember, try not to let it get you down. It's just how this worthless, disgusting piece of shit species works. You can't expect anything better from these animals. You just have to hope that the types of people that you run into aren't succumbing to their basic primitive biological nature and are willing to like use the further degree of sentience that evolution has granted them to not be, you know, just a mindless animal. So yeah, cool video, Filipina Pea. I like that. Let's see other ways in which you roast these women because they deserve it. Fuck them. This one's called Western Women Just Don't Get It by the Filipina Pea. Subscribe to her. She's awesome.
So guess what? My boyfriend just left me.
Which one? Bill or Sam?
No, the other one, Greg. Why would he dump me? I mean, what more could he want? I'm highly educated, I just made partner at the law firm, and you could bounce a quarter off my butt implants. Not to mention my talents in the bedroom are legendary. A lot of guys can back me up on that too.
Yeah, I heard about that time with the power drill and duct tape.
Yeah, I couldn't walk for 3 days, and neither could they. So anyway, he left me for some third world skank whose only goals in life are cooking and making babies. And he says he couldn't be happier.
Look, you're a strong, independent woman. You don't need him anyway.
Well, of course I don't need him. Men are completely useless. But why would he dump me? I'm every man's dream, aren't I?
God damn. You can tell the cattiness in her eyes. She's like, oh God. Because it's like, I guarantee you, because that is a thing that a lot of Western women, like, even in my own personal experience, a lot of women, they kind of demonize women that men try to, you know, they try to get away from them, from these parasites, right? So they can go interact with people who aren't going to be abusive, who aren't going to take advantage, who aren't just going to be mindless, disgusting parasites. I guarantee you, she has had those stereotypes thrusted upon her. Filipina Pea, right? Oh, you're just from a lot of these empowered, strong, Western, independent women. I don't put quotes around Western because they are Western. It's usually because, you know, it's a cultural thing. Culture is what makes people into these parasites. A lot of women into these dumbasses. So I guarantee you she's had a lot of stereotypes thrusted upon her. Oh, you're just dumb. You're just uneducated. You're poor. You can't speak English. You're submissive. you see the men as better than you. You're not empowered, right? It's funny how like a lot of these women who say stuff like that, right, demonize men and hate them and insult them and gaslight and just are complete parasites to them, yet judge them for just not wanting to associate with that. It's just through a self-beneficial lens, it makes sense, because it's like, if you only give a shit about yourself, if you're a selfish, entitled, egotistical parasite, of course you're going to act in ways to manifest that within your environment. Of course you're going to try to siphon value from the people around you while lying to yourself because of your stupid ass feelings, especially if everyone around you is propping you up, telling you that you're empowered, which you're not. You're not empowered. Being a dickhead doesn't make you strong, doesn't make you independent. You're just a piece of shit. Sorry to tell you, but yeah, I like the little look at the end. It's like,
Aren't I?
that she had. It's like a lot of this stuff. Yeah, it's pretty gross. So she's got a point here, and she's right on the goddamn mark. So, and it sucks that she's on the mark, right? It sucks that people are this garbage. A lot of women in the Western world seem to have a lot of these stupid ass piece of shit values that they've been indoctrinated into. Let's be real here, right? Everyone doesn't believe in the same shit and conducts themselves identically, right? It says the broke boy shit. It says the you can't get laid, stuff like that. Someone has to curate those ideas for them on their behalf, which that's exactly what's happening, is corruption. A lot of women doing a lot of Western women doing a lot of stupid shit, doing the same shit over and over again, saying the same garbage. Someone's telling them that's being curated. It's cultural indoctrination. That's why when you go to a different place with a different culture, not infected by the Western parasitism, you get different values. You get women that aren't as nearly as abusive. Not to say that that's not the case everywhere, but in terms of the extent of frequency, it's unique to Western culture when it comes to these garbage backwards values that a lot of women have. It's terrible. So, hey man, get out, date in the Philippines, date in Latin America, date in that freaking Thailand or something, Asian countries, Vietnam, Malaysia, all those places. Now, I don't believe the notion, which a lot of people disagree with me on this, but those people are stupid, so fuck them. But I don't believe that women just are parasites in general. I think that I always use Western women as a specific quantification because, again, culture makes this group of people fucking parasites on average. Usually, a higher frequency of it is usually the case. Not women everywhere aren't the same. Every human is the same when it comes down to our basic biological like needs, the things that we want, right? Connection, meaning, purpose. That's the same everywhere, just as humans. But the ways in which we go about manifesting such is dependent on all sorts of various external environmental factors that affect these different groups of people in different times and places. It really just depends. It's you're going to get a higher frequency of garbage, nonsensical, egotistical, entitled nonsense. Keep repeating myself in Western world when it comes to a lot of the women, because that's what they're told. That's how they are told to conduct themselves, and they're rewarded for it. Literally just made a video about some dumb Australian girl saying that she sells her ass for like $1,000, and how she upcharges a bunch, and people are still willing to pay for it. It's like, honestly, I'm granting them the privilege to give me sex. Wow. Disgusting. Disgusting. Alrighty, next video, last one. This one is called Women Won't Stay Happy. Why is that, Filipina P? Let's see what you gotta say.
If you won $1 million, would you divorce your spouse? Well, the Swedish government actually studied that question and came up with a very interesting answer. It depends on whether you're the wife or the husband. A survey was conducted over a 10-year period, tracking people who won big time in the lottery, and they found that women were twice as likely to file for divorce after raking in the cash. Men, on the other hand, were 40% more likely to stay married, and the infusion of wealth actually stabilized their marriage. As if that wasn't enough, a survey of over 1,000 women in New York revealed that up to a third of them admitted to going on a date just for the free meal. So let's ask ourselves, who's really in it for love and companionship, and who's just along for the goodies?
Fucking go in, Jesus Christ. Here's some stats on how women are parasites. Because she brought up Western places: Sweden, New York, America, Sweden. Oh God. Okay, about that shit. If that is true, that's pretty telling. A lot of women, I'm guessing because of the way that a lot of women are conditioned, they're seen that, I guess, To them, it's about making moves to better your own well-being, right? Your own tangible circumstances by getting money. And that's what I mean by parasite. It's like, if you're married with a guy, you come across money and you divorce him because of the money, then you're a fucking parasite. And you deserve everything that happens to you. It's like, if you, is it really about love? No, it's not. It's about making yourself feel a certain way. And however you do that, that really just depends on the person, how their priorities. And when people's priorities can be curated by their environment, by their culture, you're gonna get a higher frequency of whatever it is that the culture is curating their priorities in whichever way it's doing that. So, damn, that sucks. Yeah, and men are the pigs. All humans are animals. Man or woman, life is worthless. Doesn't matter if you're a guy or girl. You're as equally worthless as everyone else. You're not better because you have a cock or clam. Your life's worthless just like everyone else. But I guess when it comes to the time and place that you're living in, a lot of people have certain ideas that are thrust upon them that makes them feel as if their life is somehow less worthless than somebody else's. Like, no, fuck you. You don't matter. Nobody matters. Nothing matters. All right. We're all humans. We're all just disgusting, mindless apes. That's all we are. We're hairless apes. We aren't really separate from each other, right? You can judge people based on these certain times and places and certain ideas here and there, but take into account the individual and take into account how, like, at the end of the day, all humans want the same thing, right? Meaning, purpose, some degree of companionship, security, stability, safety, well-being, all those things, accessibility. These are things that all humans want. And the methods that people employ and the way that they go about it and their attitudes toward these things, they really fluctuate depending on time and place. So, yeah, that statistic sucks. Thank you for telling me that, Filipina P. You're giving me more of a reason to just stay away. Because a lot of this stuff does play into my own personal experiences. And the experiences of which I've witnessed for others. And just in general fucking statistics. Right? What people just in general experience. Right? Things can be better, but humans are really stupid. We're mindless animals. So we're not going to work in ways to make things better as a collective. We're going to work in ways to siphon value to prop ourselves up as individuals. So it makes sense why a lot of women would do this. Especially if they're told that it's empowering and strong and they're good and they have no empathy or compassion for men, the men that they hurt. Which, okay, fine. Don't expect for that to be reciprocal. If you're going to treat people like garbage and then be surprised when you get treated like garbage in reciprocation or you get treated just as such, which I imagine that's what motivates a lot of women to do this to these men, right? They've aside from the cultural conditioning, they've also probably had bad experiences with men. So they're probably just going to move forward without having any compassion for men and thinking that it's valid. Reinforcing the endless cycle of suffering in the world. So it's my advice to you, remove your compassion. Don't sympathize with people who do shit like that. And just do your own thing, right? I know it's ironic to everything that I was pointing out, right? Trying to work in ways to benefit yourself at the expense of others. But it's that's the way things are. If you go in blindly pretending that that's not how it works, guess what's going to happen to you? So yeah, this sucks, but I appreciate these videos from you, Filipina P. You are awesome. You're an amazing person. Keep doing what you do. You're fucking great. You're empowered, right? Because you're intelligent to be able to point out how these things work and how people conduct themselves, while also trying to still be ethical and decent. So good on you, dude. Go subscribe to her. Link, as always, shall be in the description. Have a wonderful day. Don't get chewed up and spit out. Try to just take care of yourself.